Alright, we're going to be doing a replay review, guys. I'm going to call this guy Type Vic. I think that's how you're supposed to say his name, Typeviic. That's what I'm going to call you, my man. 61,000 battles you have. It's pretty good. And we're in the Covenanter. The Covenanter is a weird tank, guys, right? It's very tricky to play this vehicle if you're used to standard tanks. And I'm going to just let you guys know there will be fast forwarding in this game. In this replay, in this video. It's getting a little laggy here. Maybe that's just, is that from your lag or something? I don't know. It's kind of strange, man. But he's coming into this bush, right? This is the best bush to come to on Oyster Bay. Like, I'm telling you, don't go over here. You just get spotted like every time, and it's clear that you're the one spotting the IKV. So if you were the enemy light tank over here, you'd probably be outspotting this guy and spot the Stug as well. Here's the difference between you and I. I would have ready shot. I would have been throwing shells into the IKV. You're very good at holding your fire here. The only thing is, I feel like a lot of players that watch me, they try and play too much to the light tank role a lot of times, especially this lower tier. I would have already been firing. Like, yeah, you could say that people over in this area would hit you, but I would be shooting, giving away my position, hitting the IKV, pulling back down, pulling back up again, trying to hit the IKV again. But that's just me. I think you did well to hold your fire here because it worked out, right? Your team was actually able to help out, and they got this damage for you. But yeah, at these lower tiers, man, I'm slinging shells like from the start of the game. You spot the 25 TP, that's good. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the camera like this and just go on fast forward until you leave this area of the map, right? Because we have a long way to go. We are going to carry this one. You are going to carry this one. And pulling away here, taking a shot from the VK, it is what it is, man. Like, you have to retreat. You have to get out. And I think you did fine here. Like, you're playing well, man. You know, you've passive scouted. Now you need to start getting involved. You need to start doing damage if you're going to win this game. You're down 1100 HP. And again, this is why I just, especially in the Covenanter, I'm doing damage like from the start, man. I am absolutely smacking people with this little pom-pom gun. And when you come up here, you're also scouting. I would have been doing damage because at this point, once you get up to this bush, I watched this replay obviously already, but you come into this bush, I would be doing damage. I'd be pulling back like this. I'd probably take the same location. This is a great area, but I'd be pulling back right now and just shooting. Like, even if you only get one of the shots to go through, the T14 comes up and you're aiming, like, I would have just shot this guy into the lower plate. I would have been trying to hit him in the front of the lower plate or whatever, right there, man. Like, just auto lock and pepper this guy. Come back and shoot. Come back and shoot, man. Like, just use your gun here, and you might have been able to really help out, clean up this T14, and you could have possibly kept that guy alive longer. But it is what it is, man. You made this play, and you're not spotted here, so that's good, and you're not giving away your position. So that's another thing. But I would have been ripping these guys apart as they were coming through. So now you're hitting the KV-1. I would have been focusing that T14, and then you might have not had as much of a, you know, situation on your hands here, we'll call it. But you focus the KV-1. He doesn't look like he knows what's going on. That's good. And then here I would be reloading. I'd be running away and reloading already, and then going right after the KV-1. I think you played it fine. It's just you did a lot more spotting, and at that point you only had Artie to really help you out. So that's just me, man. Like, I'm very aggressive when I play this Covenanter, so I don't even, like, worry about spotting at all anymore. I'd be going after the KV-1 already, like, trying to, like, YOLO that guy and go around him and stuff, because the KV-1s are pretty slow, and this guy is red by win 8, so I'd like to think that this guy is not a very good player. But you did fine here to actually spot him. You might be better off doing this, because now you have Artie to hit him as well. But yeah, like, even then, as soon as I spotted him, I would have been shooting him, you know. And now you have to be careful of the Artie, right? So you get hit by the Panzer, and now you know the Panzer is within render, so he's probably up on this hill. Like, that's good info, right? You have the Panzer probably on this hill, and you just need to keep adjusting the situation. I think you adjusted fine, man. I just would have used my gun. Like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with the way you're playing it, but I'm just like, I'm a gun fanatic now when it comes to, you know, this vehicle. Like, I'm shooting everything in sight as soon as it's spotted. You have done well to hold your fire, but Again, if you were to go after this KV1, you might have lost HP as well. So again, we'll go on a little bit of fast forward here. I know there's a couple of people that hate this, but I don't want to waste time when you're sitting around in a bush. So you sit there, make sure the KV1 isn't going to press, and now you're going to knock these trees. This is fancy, but he does spot you, but that was pretty fancy. You get rid of this guy, watch out for the Artie, he's obviously going to target you, and now the KV1 is going to push from this side of the map. So how are you going to adjust to it? You did fine, man. You're just adjusting, you're looking at the map, you need to try and surprise this guy, right? That's really what you want to do in light tanks. You want to keep maneuvering into different areas, or I should say just moving into different areas of the map and getting different angles. And this way, you can surprise people, right? And at higher tiers, this works really well because a lot of times you'll have these heavies that'll push in that you can't pen frontally at all. Like, you can't do anything to them at all frontally. So you did a good job here. You actually did probably what I would do. You spot these two guys, and then you go into this bush so that you can keep the KV1 lit. You just rely way too much on your team, man, though. I gotta be honest, like, you rely so much on your team. I wouldn't do this. That's just me. Like, and I think if Religion of Rage, because recently, him and I, like, he played the Covenanter, I played the AMX ELC, like, we kind of have been talking to each other a bit and watching each other's videos more. I think he would say the exact same thing I'm telling you, man. Like, you, especially at these lower tiers, the way he plays, I actually really admire the way he plays the AMX ELC, and that he mains it, but he's a very unique guy, man. He really is. Like, the way he plays his light tanks, it almost more reminds me of Lemming Rush, where you focus a lot on damage, even more than I do. But at this tier especially, it's 100% the case, man. Like, you guys gotta use your guns more, man. You know, if I'm going to be critical, that's what I'm going to tell you. Use your guns. Like, use the 240 damage that you hit into someone with this little pom-pom gun. Use it, man. But other than that, I think you played very well. You adjusted very well here. Artie misses you, thank God, but you're able to get a good angle on the AMX 13. And now you're doing what you need to do. But you're just relying so much on your team. And again, I'm being critical. It's not even to say that this is the wrong way of playing. It's just almost like a preference. But if you do more damage, it's very likely, you gotta watch out for Artie again, it's very likely, man, that you will win more games, right? If you're focusing more on damage, right? So again, you're just trying to stay safe here. You're able to clean this guy up. That's beautiful. And now you have to worry about the Arta. And the Leaf is annoying as heck, man. But again, what I would say, and I think what Religion of Rage would say, and what Lemming Rush would probably tell you as well, is do damage, man. Even Ayuxin, like, all these guys would just tell you, like, dude, use your gun. Use your gun. Doesn't mean you have to shoot when you were initially passive scouting here, but once the game starts to get close like this, you gotta just start throwing shells out there, man. Even if you're only gonna hit one of the 4 shells, like, just start doing damage, man. Just shoot people. The problem with that is you do give away your position, and you've relied heavily on your team for this game. You've done 1,600 spotting, which is probably more than I ever do, like, in any game now in the Covenanter, and I think you played it exactly how you should play it in a light. But again, like, trust me, man, do damage. You're going to be better off in some of these situations, like especially when you were sitting back in this bush here. Just pull back and do damage, because then you're not even going to be spotted, right? Like, it's very likely that you won't get spotted if you pull back into that bush and shoot. So here you get almost a little lucky, because both these Arties are pushing in kind of strangely here, and you play this fine, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. I think you did very well. You adjusted well. You don't want to get hit by the M41 coming in to try and help your Artie. Put a, you know, clip into the Leaf maybe, but the thing is, the Leaf has such a good reload. I think you were smart to hold your fire here, because this is where it gets tricky. You only have 298 HP. Either one of these Arties can, if that hit, that could have been the game for you. So people can say what they want about Artie, man, but I'm telling you, like, Artie is, when it comes to these situations, especially the Leaf is ridiculously OP, because it actually has view range. It actually has some armor. It's got like this weird spaced armor or whatever, and it can actually be hard to pen. It's ridiculous, man. Like, the Leafs, man. Like, the M41, whatever you can call it, balance, that's fine. But this Leaf, dude, like, I just don't... I can't stand the Leafs. So what I would do here is probably get behind this tree and just shoot the M41. The M41s don't have any view range. At this point, I would be shooting in the wide open, man. Because I think at this point, like, from this distance, I don't think this guy would be able to hit you from here. You know, I really, really don't. I wish I could like ping the map on the replay. I didn't think I could do that, but that's what I would have done, and then you would have been able to eliminate some of his HP. You come up to this bush instead. This is fine. Put a clip into this guy. I would have taken probably a little longer to aim that, but it's fine. You do fine here, man, because I think you're able to clean this guy up, right? Okay. I know eventually you clean up these Aries because this was a carry on your part. Get into the next bush. Be careful coming down here. Yeah, you did good, man. Sometimes with these really small tanks, this will happen with the even, especially like you go down these little cliffs and you end up flipping over and like doing damage to yourself. It's like wild, man. Sometimes the not the game mechanics, but like the physics in this game is just like whack, dude. If I had to put a word to it, it's whack as heck. But gonna shoot the leaf here. This is good, and you're pulling back, going solid bush. That's exactly what you want to do, man. You played this very, very well, because now the leaf has to guess where you are, right? Weird that you couldn't pen those. But yeah, you're gonna be able to clean this guy up, no problem. See, track knob. See that weird crap, man? Like can't even clean this guy up, man. Like what the heck? And I think you're out of range now, so now you need to get closer. And you got 2 minutes left, but like, dude, you played this fine, man. Yeah, I think you did okay. I think you did okay. We'll just go on 2 times here real quick. Clean this guy up. There you go. Now you want to duck behind the rock because leaf is going to hit you. You should be spotted there. It's really close range. Dodge the leaf real quick. Yep, he tries to take a shot at you. And I would have just pulled forward at that point. You pull back or whatever. Yeah, easy money, man. Easy game. 1,054 damage, 16, 17 assist. I know you posted this on Watt Replays. I don't think the end plates are necessary, though. I'm not going to open the end plates because you can see pretty much everything here. Dude, you played this really well as a regular light tank player. I wouldn't even call myself a regular light tank player anymore because I'm always trying to do damage. Steel Guts plays like you as well. So what I've learned, and it's not to insult players like Steel Guts at all. I think Steel plays wonderfully as a light tank player, but he doesn't prioritize damage as much as I do, as much as Religion of Rage now, because I've been watching his videos. Again, he's been watching mine because he wanted to see me play the AMX ELC 90, AMX ELC BIS with 90mm. And Lemming Rush, I learned a lot from Lemming Rush, but I never liked his style at first. He always was trying to emphasize damage. There was times he would brawl in light tanks, go to where the heavies are going. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then I realized that it actually pays off. But still, there are times where I will not play exactly like Lemming Rush. I won't go to a brawling zone. I'll still go to areas on the map where I think I can at least do some spotting and some damage. But in the last like 6-9 months, something like that, I've been emphasizing damage so much more to the point where when I played the AMX ELC BIS, I was averaging like 660 or 670 damage. After like 30 battles with it, with the 75mm, I was at like 740. And in the last 60 days, if you go on tomato.gg, you can look at my stats. I've averaged with the 75mm 1100 damage in the AMX ELC BIS compared to like 700 that I used to when I 3-marked it. So my style has changed a lot, and people can go back and watch my videos from like a year ago. A lot of things that I did even a year ago, I don't do now. You know, I play a lot more like Lemming Rush, a lot more like perhaps Religion of Rage, maybe not even like Ayuxin or Kaizu, even though they're really, really good players. They say to emphasize damage, but sometimes if they're in passive scouts, they will make really aggressive scouting plays. But still, they do like to emphasize damage, right? And I would encourage you, don't just watch me, watch all these other guys play, and you're going to see that a lot of them are emphasizing damage, you know? A lot of them are emphasizing damage, especially in tanks that can do damage, like the Covenanter, like the AMX ELC BIS with the 90. Like, watch Religion of Rage play that vehicle. Again, it's not my preference, but watch how he spots stuff himself and then shoots and does damage rather than trying to, like, you know, just spot for the team. Like, do damage and you're going to improve your win rate. And that's what I've been doing, man. Recently with the matchmaking, it hasn't been easy. I just did a Hawk 30 session and I won 1 of the 9 games or something like that. We drew 1. 1 was a draw that I think I could have won. But again, man, like, you played this really well, but you played it like a light tank player. You know, you want to play this like an aggressive light tank player, right? You're playing to spot for the team, and this is a good way of playing if you have like if you're playing in a platoon or something like that. And that's what I've realized. Like, the more I play this game, the less and less I rely on my team, so much so to the point where people are like, Whirls, WTF are you doing? Like, thanks for the support, Whirls. Like, people actually get mad at me because I don't help them. Because I'm not spotting for them. I'm like on the other side of the map doing damage, trying to help a push. Like, one good example is Live Oaks, man. I'm always trying to push the east, right? Is it on Live Oaks? And like, I'll let a freaking light tank go right through the middle of the map. Like, I don't even care because I'm trying to do damage and win one side of the map, right? So people change their playstyles as time goes on. Again, that's what I've done. You played this really, really well a year ago. I would say you played it perfect, but I think that if you want to get better, use your gun, man, and do damage. It's no different than the last replay review I did. You guys play really well, but use your gun and do damage, man. But really good job, man. I'm glad that I was able to help you. I'm sure you watch other people. I'm glad they're able to help you as well. It seems like you played this game very, very well. So I hope you are improving your gameplay, and I hope you are not listening to the chat telling you to do certain things, because you seem to play it. I'll be playing it fine, man. Hope that helps all the rest of you out. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.